Hey everyone, this is Father Leo with Plating Grace and a message to encourage you and especially families during this coronavirus quarantine, lockdown, whatever your situation may be, whether you're alone, like in my case, just in my home all alone, or with families with very active children or an elderly parent or perhaps someone who is sick or their immune system is compromised. I want to let you know that first and foremost, I am praying for you. And we know that there's an Asian language that sees the character as danger or crisis, but it could also be understood as opportunity. And I do believe that this time gives us all a great opportunity to go a little bit deeper. Maybe this could even be a time for you to write down all of the things that you wish you could do if you had time, because certainly we now have the time. And it's in that time that we can either lose a sense of who we are, and in some cases just lose our mind because people aren't used to being together or being secluded, so to speak. So here's just some of my tips to help you to get through this coronavirus quarantine. First and foremost, create a schedule and make sure that the schedule is flexible enough and that you're not being so strict about it that it literally causes tension in your family. And perhaps the best way to approach the schedule is to create objectives so that every day some of these things are occurring. When it occurs, it doesn't matter as long as these things are happening. Number one, making sure that there is communion with God and communion with one another. In other words, make sure that there is time for prayer. Maybe this is a time to bring back a devotion that you hadn't done in a while, whether it be the Angelus, whether it be praying more sincerely the grace before the meal, might be praying a rosary, or if that's not your family's thing, maybe praying decades of the rosary throughout the day, so it's not all at one time. Make sure that we are perhaps even reading the scriptures from last Sunday and then read the Sunday scriptures ahead for next week and see how your homily, if you write one, would compare with the different homilies you'll hear, especially online. And know that my homilies are all online at platinggrace.com or on my Facebook at Father Leo Feeds. And know that it's your chance, because you have the time to do it, to talk about God. Make sure that there's also physical exercise. Make sure that there's time for you to go out and breathe the fresh air. You're not restricted to going outside. It's just going out in large groups from what I understand. But for you to be able to take a walk, whether it be a rosary walk or just walking your dog, sitting outside on your balcony or patio, these are things that need to happen, making sure that we take time to exercise, because you got to keep the muscles moving. And the fact is, the healthier the person, the stronger their immune systems are to be able to resist any type of bacteria or these viruses. And it gives you an opportunity to recover more quickly. Then also, make sure that you are having an objective in your calendar, your schedule, to eat together. And it might not be all 3 meals a day, and it might just be a snack. The special meal might be dessert when you put out, toppings for your Sunday, unless, of course, you gave it up for Lent. Then we can pick something else. But the idea of you eating together is key. For Lent this year, I don't buy a lot of new foods, just some of the essentials, and I'm working through my refrigerator and my freezer and my pantry, and I'm eating all of those foods and cooking it and finding unique ways to use it. That's what you can be doing as a family. Or maybe say, this week, let's visit France or Italian food or Asian cuisine, and for that week, just learn a recipe or two. Use this time to cook with your children. Teach them the lessons of culinary delights that you learned and make sure you can pass it on to them. But the only way that you're going to be able to do this is if you have the time. So can I please recommend one objective? Watch less news. Stay off of the social media. It will suck the energy out of you. It will fill your head with a ton of negativity, and you don't need all of that 24/7 news cycle with all these bombarding breaking news things. It's unnecessary. If you need the news and I want you to stay informed, 15 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes in the afternoon, and then 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the evening. That's all you need. Please watch less news, I beg of you, because that's the way that the devil will literally sometimes creep in and fill us all with negativity. So set your schedule, make it flexible, use the time to do the things that you need time to do. Make that list and make sure that your objectives are to get closer to God, closer with each other, closer to yourself in healthy exercise, and obviously taking care of all that by eating a healthy and delicious meal. Remember, you can always stay in touch with me on social media at Father Leo Feeds. I'm actually doing a Facebook Live Mass generally every day at 5 p.m., on Saturdays at 9 a.m., and on Sundays at 12 noon, all Eastern Standard Time. We're actually putting more information out, so if you want to support us as a supporter, as a Patreon member, just go to patreon.com/platinggrace. Or you could just go to platinggrace.com and click on Support Us. We want to interact with you. This spiritual closeness can actually happen in this social distancing. And while we might be distant from each other physically, we can be closer to each other spiritually. Let us know how Plating Grace can be of service to you. Trust that I'll be praying for you, and between now and the next time that we are able to communicate, stay hungry for God. And God bless you and your families.